Good morning. Good morning. This is Sandra. I am the Oklahoma Grammy, and I'm waiting for my moderator, Marie, from our Okie Homestead to join us. So whenever she gets ready, um, I will bring her in, and then we will get started. My daughter's getting nice before we start, and I'm still waiting on Marie. I believe I did last night, Marie. Hold on just one second. Let's see. Uh, okay, I'm trying to figure it out, Marie. Hold on. Let's see, my guest. I'm going to invite you and copy it. Hold on, and let me see if I can bring up the chat. Um, Let me try it on my computer real quick. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to turn my camera, so y'all bear with me a minute because it's not wanting to let the chat go. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying, y'all. Let's see. Marie, um, you're a moderator, and you're also one of the admins, so you should be able to pull up StreamYard and come to my channel, and you should be able to do whatever you need to do in there. Um, Let me give you this. I'm just going to tell you it's HTTPS, all lowercase. Everything is lowercase. // StreamYard.com// H65 small case SWZ is in zebra number 7 lowercase RG number 8. For some reason, I cannot get it to copy and put it on the screen. Okay. That is not what I need. I'm trying to get you in. I might have to turn this back around. Hold on.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. I did it.
Yeah, that took a minute. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was going to need to have StreamYard open or not. I was like, so yeah, that's where I messed up. My fault. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, it's okay. Today we're going to be making my homemade dinner rolls, and Marie has the recipe, and she's going to guide you through why I'm making it. So here we go.
All right, she's going to be making. Yeah.
Let me turn my camera just a little bit. Is that better? Does that look better?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. So what are we going to do first, Marie?
Well, first thing would be turn your oven on at 400.
We're going to turn our oven on. What are we going to turn our oven on to?
400 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you shut our door so we don't hear her barking so much? Hopefully y'all don't hear that dog barking too much. Their outside dogs are barking, so it's got her barking. All right, so you have to preheat your oven to 400, and then you get 2 tablespoons of yeast.
Now I just use the regular yeast, and I keep my yeast in the freezer at all times when I'm not using it.
This is kind of funny. It says a large mixing bowl, a whisk, non-stick cooking spray. It's like it makes it sound like you mix all that together.
A large mixing bowl. We're going to mix everything up, and then we're going to take the dough out, and we're going to spray it after we're done, and then we're going to put the dough back in it and let it rise.
Right. You do the half. Where'd it go?
So that's our next step.
Half cup of warm water next in your yeast, don't you?
Okay, I think we got a little head. We have to do the butter and the milk. Would that be our first step?
Is that the first step with the yeast?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, two cups of warm milk. I have not made dinner rolls myself.
Well, I'm going to warm it up in the microwave. We're going to have 1 stick of butter or margarine. I use margarine because it has the oil in it, and it helps whenever the dough is done. It makes it nice and fluffy. So we've got 1 stick of margarine and 2 cups of milk, and we're going to heat it in the microwave. Everybody's microwave is different. Mine usually takes about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to heat it up, and you want it to be no more warmer than what you would take and measure out the milk for a baby bottle, or when you're giving a baby a bottle. You don't want it any warmer than that because it will kill the yeast.
Yes, definitely. It's been a long time since I made dinner rolls, and I never really made a whole lot of them, and like with bread. So it kind of surprised me, the recipe. I always look at recipes as suggestions.
Now, whenever we make our rolls, I have my big pan that I make my cake in. It's a half-sheet pan. And this is the size pan that I had when I made all the cakes whenever I bought them.
Yeah.
Meet
I love your pans. I don't know where you got that pan.
This one?
No, the pan.
This one here?
Yeah.
I got it for $11 off of Amazon. It's this
cool
aluminum half-sheet pan.
I'm glad I asked that because I could use a couple of those. Yeah, I can. I'm over here saying, no, you don't. You don't
I
like
can't
my
hear you, so I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, I've got my volume all the way up, so you may have to talk a little bit louder because I'm barely hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me take a
Yeah, y'all see she's leaving her, she stuck her yeast back in the freezer. It's supposed to help it stay good for a long time by putting it in the freezer like that.
Oh yeah, you can freeze yeast almost indefinitely as long as you keep it in the freezer. If you take it out and use it whenever you're baking or whatever you're going to do with it, and then pop it back in the freezer, it will stay out indefinitely. It keeps it from being killed.
That's good. Well, this is neat because it's like I could throw people's stuff up there too. That's
Yes,
interesting.
yes, you can. If anybody wants to come in, Marie can go ahead and bring you up on the screen with us.
Yeah, if one of y'all have any questions, I mean, I know sometimes it's easier to talk than it is to sit and type stuff out. And then sometimes if the chat's moving too fast, it's easy for things to get missed. But I do want to say good morning, Old Man King Homestead. I see you there. And PSB Odyssey, I see y'all. Oklahoma Grammy is going to make some dinner rolls. The good kind, the ones that like rise, you know, the ones that are like, oh, I haven't had them in so long. I don't tolerate bread well, so I try to stay away from it. That's one of the kinds of bread that I will definitely indulge.
Do you remember going to school in the cafeteria, how it smelled when they were cooking all the rolls and everything? Well, that's what your house will smell like.
Yeah. Yeah, the hospital I worked at, they made these dinner rolls like this. And so every morning we'd smell them rolls cooking. It was torture. Waiting for lunch.
Yeah, our school don't make them like that anymore.
Oh, your school used to make them like that, Robert?
Yeah, they don't do anything anymore but take something out of the package and warm it up.
Yeah. Robert is my dear husband. For those in the chat that don't know, he's in here. And he's over here on his computer next to me. All right, she's got her milk and butter melted, and she wanted to make sure it wasn't too hot. And she's fixing to mix it in with her yeast.
And you want to make sure if you can put your finger in like this, and it doesn't burn you, and it feels lukewarm, then it'll be ready. Just make sure you stir it up real good before you put it in the pan. So we're going to put this in the pan. What's our next step?
Did you already do the half cup warm water? Was that
warm water right here?
Okay? Okay.
Is that what I do next?
Let me see. Says make sure your stuff is cool. You did that.
Yes.
And once ready, you pour it into the large bowl and then add your warm water. And you've already put your yeast in there. So now's the sugar and the salt. Okay. And it's half a cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt.
You can use I use iodized salt, but you can use a salt substitute, or you can use pink salt, you know, whatever kind of salt that you prefer to put in here.
Oh, like the Himalayan?
Yes.
Yes.
I just don't have any.
Yeah, me either.
You just don't want to use a coarse salt.
Good morning, our urban homestead. We appreciate y'all stopping in. Okay, now you need to stir good until your yeast is completely dissolved. Could have used them for Skeet, Heartland HQ. They said The last time they tried to make homemade dinner rolls, it was embarrassing. They could have used them for skeet shooting.
Oh, no.
Y'all don't need one, though. The first time I ever made gravy, it looked more like dressing. Things we learn over life as we do, you know.
What's our next step?
Okay, you'd have to cut. It says once it's dissolved, you let it set and rest for 5 or 6 minutes so it can start to bloom.
Yes. So we have this done. So we've got a few minutes. I'm going to put everything up that I've already used and get right back over here with you.
Don't y'all just love her kitchen? I love the way she has the signs up over there, and then the curtains are so pretty. And she got nice lighting in there too.
I'm going to bring my towel up here. That way I can lay stuff on it.
Getting ready for fall.
I'm ready for fall. I am ready. I have the house decorated. I told the kids I can't do it no more. It's just hot on me. And they go, but Mom, you got about a month. And I'm like, okay, well, if the stores can put it out, I can too.
Okay, so once that's done, and we're maybe in a separate bowl.
We're going to leave this.
Okay, same.
We're just going to leave it in this bowl. That way it can bloom. It takes right about 5 minutes for it to bloom, and that's where it gets all puffy and everything. You'll start seeing it whenever it starts to bloom, which it's already starting. So, if you could set a timer for 5 minutes, that would be awesome.
Tell her to tilt the bowl so you can actually see what's in it.
Oh, can you hold the bowl up so we can kind of see it? There we go. Okay. Can you see it, Robert?
It haven't got that part yet.
Oh. Are
There
you
we go.
delayed? Oh, you
Yeah.
need to catch up with the live. You can move it down there at the bottom to make it catch up. He's running just a minute behind. I'm sorry. So while we're waiting on that to bloom, maybe go ahead and tell us about the cookies that you was talking about making too.
We're also going to make some oatmeal no-bake chocolate cookies. They're really, really easy. Once we get the balls made and put into the pan, that way they can rise, I'll go ahead and do that because it takes about 30 minutes for the yeast and the dough to rise in here. Once we get it all formed and everything, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna let it rise for the first rise. We're gonna cover it with a towel. We're gonna get it out of drafts where there isn't no air blowing on it or anything. And we're just gonna let it set for 30 minutes. And then after that, I'm gonna punch it down, and then I'm gonna make balls, and I'm gonna take and spray my pan with the no stick spray. And then we're gonna make balls, and we're gonna put them in this pan. And it should make anywhere from 28 to 32 rolls in this pan.
Wow.
So if you don't have a half sheet cake pan like this, use 2 9x13 cake pans. And it will do the same thing because a half sheet is 2 9x13 cakes.
Wow. So that sheet pan is good for all kinds of stuff then.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I have made deep dish pie in it. I've made cakes in it. I make rolls in it. I mean, it's just a versatile pan. And like I said, it's aluminum. So, you know, it's a really good pan. I don't have any problem with anything sticking in it, even after, what did we cook? We cooked fajitas in it the other night. Didn't have any problem with clean. It just cleaned good.
Yeah.
So,
That's what's so interesting about the way that you make stuff is because of the fact that you can make such a big quantity at one time.
yes.
And not everybody can do that. I can't do that. I'd have to make like a couple batches. I mean, I can double a recipe and stuff, but anything more than that is like, whew, I don't have nice pans like that.
Well, I have a big family, so I'm used to cooking for a large bunch of people at a time. With the pan here, I usually do 2 of them. I make 2 batches of it. I usually double everything, and if the family isn't coming over and I've made stuff, I take them, half it, put it in freezer bags, and put it in your freezer until you're ready to use it. Take it out, let it come back to room temperature. Take it out of your bag, and just set it on a plate and let it come to room temperature. And then you could always heat them up in the microwave.
Yeah, that's and knowing what you can freeze and what doesn't really taste good after it's been frozen too. There's definitely a knack to that.
Well, and the best part about this is you're making it, so you're not getting all the preservatives and all the stuff
Right.
at the store. You know exactly what you put in it.
Yes. And that, some people may not realize that can sure make a difference in the way you feel.
Yes. And you can also use this gluten-free flour to make this. They do have it at Walmart, or you can buy it online. We have used, my son, he does keto. And I have a daughter that does keto, which keto is very good for people who are diabetics. And a lot of people didn't understand that. So I also have a lot of recipes for people who are diabetic or using the keto. On my site, yes. And
that's awesome.
you can also use I got cornbread on it. Isn't cornbread, almond flour. It reminds me of cornmeal. I'm sorry. But you can use the almond flour to make this too. It's not going to rise as much as these will, because you don't have all that gluten and everything in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember, your flour is your gluten.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that's made with flour, rolls, breads, anything like that, your flour is your gluten.
Yeah, see, I never would have guessed you could make them with almond flour.
Yes.
Okay. Our time is, I'm trying to get caught up on where I was. I keep moving this around. Have you got your pan sprayed with the non-stick cooking spray?
Not yet. I'm waiting. Well, do we want to do that now and just let it sit, or do we want to go ahead and make the dough?
I jumped ahead again, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Once the yeast has bloomed, you add half the flour and stir with a spoon.
Yes.
And
so how much flour are we using?
Well, it says 6.5 to 7 cups of flour. So I would just do like 3 1/4. You're kind of hitting right in there for half your flour.
Okay, are we at 5 minutes yet?
Yep.
So let's start this.
I was glad to see you put that on there, Heartland HQ with Dink and Tank. I was like, I'm pretty sure it is, but you confirmed it for me. Thank you. I'm going to go over who all's in the chat real quick. There's Heartland HQ, Dink and Tank that's in here with us, and PSV Odyssey, and Old Man King Homestead, and Canadian Family Life, and Charlene Grady. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. And Robert, and our Urban Homestead, and Gary Scoose. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that wrong. I'm kind of used to people mispronouncing my name over the years between what my maiden name was and what my married name is now. So I know how it feels. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And I think that's it so far. And of course us. We're all here bright and early.
So this is what it's going to look like with 3.5 cups of flour.
Yeah, nice and wet.
It's nice and stirred up. There's no chunks of flour or anything in it. That's the way you want it whenever you're stirring it up. Now, the next part is going to be fun because I no longer get to use this. Now I'm going to use my hands.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the next step it says is to add your eggs. And
I
mix
got to
them.
add my eggs. I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh, see, that's why I needed you.
And it says you mix them until they're combined completely. Yeah, the eggs missing that step would have been pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. What this also does when you add eggs, it helps to make them really, really fluffy whenever they're done. And you can just take the bread and it is just so soft when you take it apart. And it's important to put the egg in it.
Yes, for sure. That is a big item and something that helps kind of hold things together, and it'll also help it kind of rise.
Yes. So
This Gary Scoos is funny.
I can't see what's going on in the chat, so I don't know.
Oh, sorry. He's saying that I pronounced his name, so I did pretty good. And he said he left the X part in Oklahoma. Okay, once that's mixed good, now you got to get rid of your whisk and get ready to put in some work.
Fun part. So let's see.
So now we did 3 1/4 of the flour. So 3 1/4 more would make it 6 1/2. So that's kind of on the low end of your flour deal. So
let's go ahead and start getting this.
wouldn't you say it's better to start with it being a little bit wet so you can add that additional flour to thicken it up?
Yes. And sometimes the recipe calls for 6 1/2 to 7 cups, but what I've noticed is sometimes you have to add more flour to it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's this, trial and error.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the fun part where you get to dig in with your hands.
Well, I'm used to making homemade pizza dough and like the breadsticks and cheese sticks and stuff like that for the babies. So
I kind of messed up. I think I told you to just go ahead and put it in there and it's saying add 1 cup at a time.
it don't matter because I'll probably have to add more from the way that this is looking. I'm just trying to get it all mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the main part, is getting it all mixed.
And I know I'm going to have to add more flour. So that's what I said, 6 1/2 to 7, sometimes maybe 8, just depending.
Yeah, that's, like I said, there are certain ingredients that you definitely can't really play with the amounts, like the yeast and the egg.
Right.
But like with the flour, it can vary. You sometimes, if it's still sticky, you have to add more, just sprinkling it on there and getting it to where it's not.
What I do is I put the flour on one side, I pull the dough over, and then it's easier to do it that way because it will come up into it and it keeps it from balling up or getting little chunks while you're mixing it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a real good idea. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Can you tilt your bowl up just a little bit? Is it going to mess up your flour? Okay.
Huh.
And the way you was just kind of like bringing it over.
You just go under, grab your dough from under, put your hand and just kind of scoop it up and over.
All right. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I always just kind of sprinkled it on top and then have to sprinkle some more and sprinkle some more,
You actually want to have it on the side of your dough because it will come up and incorporate into that dough. and that's what you want. I'll show you in a minute.
Yeah, it's going to come up on the fun part where you get to start tearing it apart and making it into little
Yeah.
rolls. The good rolls. This is definitely a good spot to come to work on your baking skills, PSV Odyssey, because Oklahoma Grammy makes a lot of different stuff. She knows how to make a lot of goodies for sure. All kinds of dinners. I mean, whew. And being able to, for those that are diabetic or looking to drop a few pounds, being able to use some keto recipes definitely helps.
There's desserts for diabetics on there too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have the recipe. I believe I made sweetened condensed cream for diabetics on it too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you will be able to make homemade fudge.
Good morning, Homestead in the Wood with Dee. Appreciate y'all coming in. We're in here. We're watching the Oklahoma Grammy make us some dinner rolls. I wonder how much it cost her to ship us all a roll.
I've never sent perishables in the mail before, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It would be, I would think you would have, especially this time of year with it being so hot.
Yeah.
It's like you almost.
I do know that you have to put them in a, like a styrofoam container with ice packs in them.
Oh,
Cookies
yeah.
Cookies are one of the things you don't have to have that is cold, but anything else, you have to get the styrofoam pack and the ice packs to keep everything cold if you're going to ship it. And
Wow.
I think that they give you like a 3-day turnaround if you're going to be shipping perishables. And some places you can't ship the perishables because of that.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure. Good morning, Junk to Jim's Homestead. I hope everybody's doing well this Sunday morning.
This is coming together really, really good.
That's awesome.
I'll show you in just a minute what it looks like. I'm just getting the flour that is stuck to the side of the pan. That way it can get incorporated into the dough ball.
Yeah, what she's been working on is getting it soft, but where it's not sticky, and then you have to knead it for 5 or 6 minutes. So
And I'm just adding, as you can see, I'm just adding a little bit of flour at a time. And what that does is it's keeping it from being sticky. I mean, it's still going to be kind of sticky, but not real sticky. And that's what you want. And that's due to the eggs and the butter that's in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's almost done. As you can see, it's still a little sticky. So I need to add some more flour to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talk to them.
Oh, okay.
That should do it. Like I said, this is going to make anywhere from 28 to 32 rolls. Just depending on how big the rolls are made when you roll them out.
I guess you couldn't make the once you like roll them up and they rise, you can't freeze them from that point before you cook them. Can
You actually can. What you're going to do is you can put them on your pan here, and you're going to flash freeze them in your freezer for about 30 minutes, and then you can put them in a bag and put them in your freezer until you're ready to use them.
Okay. Yeah. See, I wondered about that.
Yeah.
Because that would be like a whole big batch of rolls just for me and Robert.
Yeah.
It's like if I cook some kind of quantity of anything, I'm either like handing it out to the kids, here, eat this, and they don't always want to eat what me and Robert like.
Right. The kids, yeah.
Being able to freeze some of it to save so that when we're ready, we can just kind of get out what we need to cook at the time is very handy. That's what I was saying. I know that there's some things that you freeze that it just does not taste good, even vacuum sealed. Because I did that with a casserole. I made a vacuum sealed it and everything, and it still had that freezer taste to it. I was like, well, I have to remember not to bother to freeze that casserole again. Nightbot, be nice. He's getting on to Junk and Jim's Homestead for typing in all caps. And all they was doing was saying good morning to PSV Odyssey. That's one thing I need to do is work on the settings on the Nightbot too. Be able to sit there and like put in blocked words. That way people don't come into the chat and cussing up a storm and stuff. Nobody needs that. But yeah, being able to work on that stuff.
Here's what it looks like, Marie.
Looky there, y'all. She got her ball of dough.
So what I'm going to do, I need to get some of this off my hand.
Yeah, because you can end up with that stuff all over your kitchen if you ain't careful. Excuse me.
Okay, what are we going to do?
Yeah, it says once you remove the dough from the bowl, then you spray your bowl with a nonstick spray down inside that bowl. Just like it is. Just put some spray in there, and then you can stick your dough back in there.
And remember, your dough ball is going to rise, so make sure that.
And it says turn that dough until it's covered with the spray.
Yep. And you don't need to turn it but one time. And then we're going to cover it. And you want to just let it set. You got to let it set for 30 minutes because that has to double. Okay? So we're just going to set this over here.
Yeah, I can understand why you didn't preheat your oven then with it rising for 30 minutes. I didn't even think about that. I don't do it first thing in the morning for sure.
Yeah, you want to take and mix everything up first, and then once it rises, after you get that first rise, then turn your oven on. That way your house doesn't get overheated. I have an electric oven, so my house doesn't heat up that much.
Right.
So we've got that. While that is rising, I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to make some chocolate oatmeal no-bake cookies while we're waiting on this to rise before I put the dough balls in it. Once the dough rises, what do I need to do?
Well, once it rises, you'll need to get your oven preheated. And then you're supposed to make sure it's in a warm place away from any drafts of cold air. Once the 30 minutes is up, you put the pan in the heated oven once you separate them.
I need to punch the air out of the dough after 30 minutes. And then I need to spray the pan with the nonstick spray. And then I need to make dough balls and put them in the pan, fill the pan up with dough balls. And then we're going to cover it up. And then that pan of dough, the rolls have to rise for another 30 minutes.
I got ahead again. That's kind of hard to look at on your phone. I keep having to scroll and I leave it in the wrong place. Oh, it's there you go, Junk to Jim's. Cause see, I don't know if I can control Nightbot from here and make him not worry about, no. I was gonna say if I could fix him where he wouldn't worry about the all caps, it would be handy, but I can't do that. Yeah, time for a party. Woohoo! Y'all are down there. I don't even what's that name of that new hurricane, Junk to Jim's? Let me see. They just had Hillary. what was the next one they had? I don't remember. And it was just tropical storm, but are you on the Gulf Coast or are you on the East Coast, Junk to Gems? Or even the West Coast, I guess? I mean, California had just got hit with the hurricane. So I used to live on the Gulf Coast. I can't even talk. The Gulf Coast down there. Well, I lived in Bay Minette a few years, lived in Pensacola. So, yeah, I'm familiar with having to keep your eyes on that. Lived in Pensacola when Hurricane Elena went through 3 times because it came in and went back out and then it come in again and went back out. So they made T-shirts. I survived Hurricane Elena 3 times. That was like back in the 80s, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 80s.
So I'm going to start my oatmeal no-bake chocolate cookies. So you start with your pan. Add 1 stick of butter, or if you use butter or margarine, it doesn't matter. I use margarine because it works better.
Since I'm on the StreamYard side, I'd have to jump back over to the YouTube side. I don't know, did you over there in the description add your recipes?
The recipe isn't on it. I've got you to tell me how to make it. Oh, I don't make flour. I need sugar.
I don't have the cookie recipe.
So we're going to use 2 cups of sugar. We're going to use half a cup of cocoa and 1 stick of butter and a half a cup of milk to start.
Trying to make sure I'm back in the right place for the dinner rolls.
Jeez.
Do you really, Heartland HQ? Yeah, South Louisiana. I remember one time we had like 30% chance of rain at Junk to Jim's homestead, and it looked more like a hurricane. My dad was like, only 30% chance? Good thing it wasn't 100. Because woo-wee, we was living down on the Bayou Teche in Louisiana then. I kind of miss the beach. There's no kind of about it. I love the beach, but I'm landlocked, not going anywhere. So it was fun living down there, though. I'll tell you that. We used to go fishing a lot. There was times if it hadn't been for going fishing, we'd have been hungry. So that is the awesome thing about being down so close to the beach. Because we'd go down there with just enough money to buy some bait to put out in the water to catch stuff. And then we'd use that for cut bait. So, yeah, we'd go down there. We'd come home with blue crabs and shrimp and flounder and whatever kind of fish that was good for eating. We'd bring it home and have a fish fry. Had a cast net, and that's how they'd catch the shrimp, was with the cast net. Wait for the tide to be coming, going out, and there's like a little channel. There's this place called Weeks Bay down there. I don't think it's even there anymore. It's one of them places that got messed up by one of them storms, and they just didn't bother to redo it. Yeah, liquid sunshine. There you go. Now, in Alabama, I heard it was like if it's raining like that and the sun's shining, then they'd say the devil was beating his wife. I don't know where that come from, but that's what I heard. It's like I'd never heard it before that, but yeah. So, Junk to Gems, are you on the Gulf Coast or are you over on the East Coast? Or, well, I mean, in Florida, it doesn't really matter. A hurricane comes across, it's coming across. Don't matter if you're in the middle of the state.
He's actually out there on the water.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on an island.
What?
Yeah, he's on.
Jump to Jim's homestead is on an island?
Uh-huh.
Where you
Look
see
it
that?
up. Cedar Key.
Oh, wow. Dear husband over here done looked you up, Jump to Jim's. He's like, yeah, you're like on some kind of little island out there or something. Which, I mean, there's parts of it that's like looking at it. It wouldn't be connected if it wasn't for the bridges. Oh, Heartland HQ, Dink and Tank. Well, I tell you, if you ever get the chance to go, before you even see the beach, you're going to be wondering, why do people think it's such a big deal about the beach? Because you'll start smelling fish. It smells like fish. Once you're down there, a few minutes, it doesn't take long to get used to it. But yeah, close to the island. That is so cool. Wow. He says they're close to the island. Or she. I don't know who I'm talking to. I might have to go check out your channel if you got some videos of that. Now, did you time your 30 minutes for this rise?
For the rise,
Yeah.
I can look at it and see. I think it's probably been about 10 minutes. Shouldn't it be? No, yeah, it's starting to rise.
I knew it wasn't very long, but I didn't make note of the time when you covered it up. I'm just sitting here half asleep. Oh. Bronson, Florida. Is that anywhere? Well, is it Alabama where they're having that Petals of the Past meetup? I think it's in September. It's coming up in a week or two.
The one in Georgia, Alabama, somewhere along through there. I think
Yeah,
it's in 2
I'm
weeks.
thinking it's Alabama, but for some reason I had thought it was Florida to start with, because I knew that there was a meetup down there last year in Milton, Florida, that's just not far from Pensacola.
Yeah.
I might have to get my hair put up. I'm sweating sitting here. So where are we at on the cookies?
We're waiting for them to boil.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Boiling, so we got probably a minute. Did you want it to boil at least 2 minutes? Once it starts boiling, then we're going to take it off, and we're going to add a half a cup of peanut butter and a teaspoon of vanilla to it. What you're doing is you're cooking that chocolate powder.
Oh, is it cocoa?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But Heartland HQ at Dink and Tank, yeah. Oh, thank you. They're keeping time. It said it's been 9 minutes. Sandra, whenever you do go to talk to us about something, try to be a little bit closer to the camera, because it was like at that distance, it was a little bit hard to hear, and then it kind of like
Okay, I'm not really saying nothing over there.
Okay.
I'm over here and I'm letting you know. What it was 2 cups of sugar, a half a cup of cocoa powder, 1 stick of butter, a half a cup of milk, and now I'm fixing to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and a half a cup of peanut butter, and I'm going to stir that up, and then I'm going to add 3 cups of quick cooking oatmeal or oats. Okay.
All right.
You need to make sure that you take it off of the burner if you want the cookie to stop at this point.
Okay, thank you, Heartland HQ. Appreciate that. 902. Yeah, because then she gets to like separate it out into the little balls and roll it up and then put it in the pan. And then it has to rise again, I believe. Yep. I love that pan though. Aluminum, can't beat that. It almost looks like a professional chef type pan.
I just put the vanilla and the peanut butter in it, and you want to stir it up with a whisk to get all that peanut butter stirred up. And then I'm going to put 3 cups of quick cooking oats.
Mm-hmm.
And what the peanut butter does is it just helps thicken it up. So I've got to work a little bit quicker at doing this.
I know, right? Cookies, yes. She is definitely, what do they call it? Multitasking, taking advantage of the downtime on the rolls to go ahead and make something else. Do you add the oats all at one time, or do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And you want to make sure that you follow the exact way that it's supposed to be done, because if you don't, you're going to have a mess. It won't come out.
Yeah.
So, and they have to set for, until they get hard, basically, is what you're doing. So, and you just take your glove, put it on your paper, and kind of spread it out a little bit.
Wow. Did you say paper towels? What you have that on?
No, they're not paper towels. These are the cookie
Wax
baking sheets. They're cookie baking sheets.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You can use parchment paper. These are already cut, so it's easier to clean up, and you don't have all that mess. Like I say, you just spread them out and try to make them into a circle the best that you can.
How long do they usually have to set up?
For about 10 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad.
You can make them as big or as small as you want.
Yeah, I would definitely have to make it smaller pieces. Otherwise, they'd eat a whole cookie. That's a good sized cookie. I'm trying to watch.
You can make them a little bit smaller, just depending on yourself. And what I like to do is I usually make 4 or 5 batches of these, and I take them, put them in sandwich bags, individual sandwich bags, and I put them in a pan, put them in my freezer until I'm ready to let the kids have them. Or if I have company over, they can have them.
How long does it usually take from the thaw out from that?
Just a few minutes. It doesn't take any time at all. They're cookies, so I'm making a bigger cookie. So, and what you want to do to, you could leave them good and round. You could use a cookie scoop to make them round, but if you do that, they get really, really hard, and they're really, really hard to eat. They're kind of like a nutrition bar at that point, a ball, like the ones that they use honey and maple and stuff in. And my grandbabies just don't like them like that. So we just make them with this. They like them spread out, and they can go in lunches for school.
Yeah.
Like that. So
I'm sitting here about to drool looking at all that chocolate sitting there. I'm like, chocolate.
well, Jackson, my grandbaby that I had at the YouTube meetup,
Yes.
he is not happy with lunches at school. I don't know what's going on. He will come up and saying that the stuff is burnt, the milk doesn't taste good, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I kind of give him something in the morning, and he'll get a treat after he comes home from school, and I'm proud of him. He's making all A's. His first year in second grade, and he's doing real good. We've already had a boo-boo on the football field. He stretched one of the ligaments in his hand.
Oh.
Yeah, he's doing good though. It's healing up. They just told him that he needs to be a little bit careful. What happened is he was running and he wound up falling over his own foot basically, and another kid come over the top of him, and the cleat from the other kid caught his thumb right here, and
Wow.
caught that ligament, and it elongated that ligament and everything, so he had to have a soft cast put on it. But
wow,
he's doing real good. They've already got the cast off. They only had it on there for like 3 days, I think, at the most. And they took it off, and we've just been working with him, making him move his thumb and his hand back and forth and everything because of all the ligaments and everything that's in
right.
So,
Dang.
but he's done good. We never took him out of school. We made him go to school because he could write with his right hand, and he's left-handed with his left hand. So he's like, I thought I was going to get to stay home. I'm like, no, you're going to school.
That's very true. Heartland HQ at Dink and Tank, those school lunches aren't what they used to be. They're trying to save money. They're always trying to save money. And that's one of the places they make cuts, I guess. I don't know. I'm thinking you should be feeding these kids really good food so that their brain's functioning 100% to be able to absorb what you're teaching them. All righty, Sandra. Heartland HQ at Think and Take has been keeping up with time, and we are right at the time for you to be able to separate your dough into balls.
So we can spray this down.
Yep. Oh, wow. It got poopy, didn't it? You punching it down. Look at her punching that dough. Punch, punch. So those wham, bam, pow. Like the old Batman.
See, sometimes it will be a little sticky, but that's fine because that's the way you want these rolls to be. And like I said, it's because of the eggs and the butter that's in them. So just try to make your dough ball as good as you can.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, don't worry about it if they're a little sticky. That's fine. And plus, I left them in this bowl here, and my house isn't real warm right now. So
yeah.
just pack them under. Put them together side by side. And like I said, if you have a hand that can keep them all the same size, bless you, because I can't. Now you can do them like 5 across or 4 across. It's going to be up to you. The smaller pans, you're probably going to get 4 across. Try to do 5. As you can see, they're all going to be different sizes with me because I just can't get them all in the same size.
Yeah.
It just never happens, but they're edible. So
They look pretty close to the same. So yeah, I mean, that's it right there. As long as they're good, who cares?
and as you can see, that the stretch, that's what you want. You want it to stretch out like that. A lot of
Okay.
people is like, no, you need to add a little bit more flour. No, don't add no more flour to it. Remember, it's the butter and that egg that's making it do this. So this is normal. This is what you want. But you want to try to get it to where you're at least going to get it in a ball. Just work with it for a few minutes if you need to. It ain't going to hurt nothing.
When you cover them after you get them in the pan,
Yes, you're going to cover them and they're going to rise again for 30 minutes. And then we're going to pop them in the oven at 400 degrees for 16 to 18 minutes or until the top of them are brown.
Are you going to cover them with your dish towel again?
Yes.
Or you cover? Okay.
Yes. Just set them back where you had your pan. If it's warm there, if not, you can always change it to a different spot. You need to have it in a warm spot, as warm as you can get it. The last time I made my rolls, it was like 105 outside, and I just set them next to my window.
Yeah,
it's not hot outside, y'all. I think right now I checked, it was like 82 degrees when I started. So, and Oklahoma is not supposed to even get to 90 today. And if anybody's going to get that hot, it's going to be us over here in Southwest Oklahoma, because it's just been really, really hot.
Yeah, it shows 83 here today. I was thinking today was another 100+ degree day.
No, we had a cool front come through our wind shift. I don't call it a cool front, I call it a wind shift.
Did y'all get any rain?
No.
No. Oh my gosh.
We have not had rain in about a month.
Yeah, that's about where we're at. Oh man, see, I thought this was our last spell of 100-degree temps, and they're saying we're going to be by next weekend back in the hundreds for a few days. I thought we was done with that. Yeah.
I don't think we're lucky enough. I don't think we're lucky enough to get rid of it yet. Here in Southwest Oklahoma, I know you're in Eastern Oklahoma. Here in Southwest Oklahoma, we will have the hundreds probably for another month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think once you cross that I-35 corridor to the east, that's when y'all will start cooling down way before we do.
Yeah. Yeah, the land out that way kind of starts flattening out.
Yeah. And these will start rising pretty quick.
Makes me want to go make some rolls, man, y'all. I'd have to see, and making a big old pan like that, it's like I'd have to either freeze them or I'd have to cook them and then go ahead and hand them out to everybody. I'm sure my mother would love for me to bring her some homemade rolls. She loves them too. And I know I have yeast because I have it in the freezer.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to do. And, people want to fight with the dough because it's still sticky some. And that's okay, because not everybody's dough is going to be, just pliable. Some of it's going to be sticky, especially if you got a lot of humidity. If it's not really, really warm, it will do the same thing. Don't worry about it, because it's all, once they cook, you're going to see. You will see how good they come out. Like that one's small, so. And I may not get a full pan, and that's fine. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's just trial and error whenever you're baking, no matter what you're baking. Sometimes you have more, sometimes you have less. And people get frustrated because they're thinking, well, they're following this recipe and it's saying you're going to get this amount and you don't.
Right.
And they get disappointed and they want to throw it away. And, Don't do that.
I would rather have a little bit of empty spot on a pan instead of having a full pan and still have a little bit left.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, since my oven is a little bit warmer than where I had this, I'm going to set this over on the oven and turn my timer on for 30 minutes. And that way it'll get a good rise on it over there.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, you don't have to keep it in the same spot. You can move it just wherever you think that you need to put it, that way to rise better. Because this is your most important rise here, is to get the biggest that you can. And I think I can get 2 out of this. Like I said, these are bigger over here, these are smaller over here. I can never get them the same. So, but if you have a hand where you think you can get them all the same size, then God bless you and go ahead. And I'll let you do it like that.
Well, I mean, really, truly, though, having a little bit different size of them, some of them being a little bit smaller, and some
I
of them
like it like this because the baby, he turned 3 yesterday. My youngest grandbaby, he turned 3 yesterday, and he loves bread. He will eat a whole loaf of bread by himself, just sitting down in a corner, no bothering nobody. He will eat biscuits. He will eat anything that's bread. He loves bread. Okay, and like I said, these are bigger. I could have made them smaller and filled that whole pan up, but I didn't. But just for right now, as you can see, right here.
Looks good.
Okay. If I had made these smaller, I wanted to make a big one for y'all. That way you guys can actually see what it looks like whenever it's done. You can make these smaller, fill this whole pan up, make it 32 if you want to, make it 27, 28, whatever. We need to let them rise. So I'm going to put these on the stove. I'm going to cover that whole pan up. Let me put them over on the stove. I'll show you once they get done. Yeah, it's a lot more over here that's in the kitchen than what it is over there. But they're kind of like almost in my dining room where we're at.
I can't. It's hard to hear. Oh, I bet. Them kind of rolls are good with just about anything. I like them with honey and butter. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you, Junk to Jim's Homestead. It's like sitting here watching her. It makes me want to go in there and do stuff. All right.
So we have our no-bake cookies here, and once they get cooled off, I'll take one up and I'll show you what it looks like. I keep my eggs over here.
Now, after they rise for 30 minutes.
Yes, I have my timer set for 30 minutes. So whenever it gets done, I'll show you, I'll bring the pan back over here and show you how they rose up in the pan. And then we're going to bake them in 400-degree oven for 16 to 18 minutes or until the tops are a nice golden brown. So if y'all want, we can talk with each other, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday and getting ready for church if you go to church. And I hope you're getting to spend time with your family afterwards.
Yes, that's no-bake cookies that she has sitting there in front of her, Junk to Jim's Homestead. They just have to sit up or set up. I'm still half asleep. I had to quit coffee, so it's really hard to wake up anymore.
If anybody wants to come up on the panel, Marie can help you get up there. Sorry, I don't know how to pin anything at the top. We're learning. We both are learning how to work StreamYard, YouTube, and Facebook together.
Now, see, I don't see I have that option. Maybe
I'm thinking you have to. I don't know how to pin it.
I kind of think maybe. No, that ain't it. Yeah, this is like the opportunity to sit here and play with it.
I've never done a video directly through YouTube, so I'm not familiar with that. I've only used StreamYard, and I've only done lives. This would be my third live on StreamYard. So,
do you have the free version or the paid version?
I have the paid version of it.
Okay. Because I was watching your time, I was like,
yeah, I have the paid version. I could go indefinitely if I wanted to.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to, but yeah. I get my babies at 11 o'clock, so I know that I have to be off of here by then. So we should get through. Like I said, I've got the timer on. And
right.
We've got 27 minutes for the rise, and then after that, we're going to bake them. And before I bake them, I'm going to bring them over here, and I'm going to show you how they look after they froze and everything before I put them in the oven. I'm going to look up here and see what this says. Brenda with Freedom Redbird, she knows how to go off of and just put her little decal up there, and she can still be talking. I guess it's incognito. She knows how to come live and then do that. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what she's doing.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But I'm thinking, no, that has to be worked through YouTube. So she's helping us out, and God bless her, and I appreciate her helping and stuff. So.
Yeah, she was a moderator for a while, and then she was talking about maybe making a channel, and a bunch of us was like, do it. So yeah, a lot of times I miss her live streams, but I was lucky and caught it. I've caught it a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a big help knowing how to do some of this stuff, and so is Jesse from Lazy Days Ahead.
Right.
He's real good about knowing how to do this stuff. Devil Dog's pretty good about knowing how to do this stuff for sure. And even more because he was like going over this one OBS streaming stuff, like the broadcast people use or something. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready to get that complicated just yet. I'm still trying to figure out the basic stuff. So, yeah.
Well, if Brenda comes on, I've made her a moderator. If Lisa and Jesse comes on, I've also got them a moderator. You are one of my administrators, so you're always going to be on every time that I go live. Whether you want to be on it or not, you're on it. That way I have somebody to help me out. And, we're learning this together, so.
Yes, and that definitely helps to be able to learn it together with people that are going through it at the same time. That's why I was telling my husband. I said it's like she knows some stuff and I know some stuff, and you put the two of us together and we're figuring stuff out.
Yeah. And so, like I said, if we get somebody else that knows, that has been doing this for a while, that's going to help us out a whole lot. So, and we invite everybody to come up. Marie can bring the guest up if you want to be a guest and you want to be on our live with us. It helps your YouTube out and as well as ours.
I'm not sure. I was trying to think. Huh.
Do you see where it says guest? See, I don't know how to pin at the top of the comments where people can take and see the stream, how to become a guest in it. where they can just tap the box and come in and be on the screen with us? I don't know how to do that.
I think I may have found it, maybe.
I'm thinking a lot of that has to go through YouTube itself.
I mean, yeah, because they can usually pin it at the top.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know how.
Okay, I tried it from the StreamYard side. Now I'm going to switch over here to the YouTube side of it. That's not it.
Jump to Gems, that's awesome. I'd love to meet her one of these days. I'm in Lawton, Oklahoma.
Okay. Heartland HQ says they see it.
Yeah,
but they were talking about like
put the stream in the comments, but we don't know how to put the stream pin it at the top. Yeah.
Right.
But if you want to come in, Tamara, go ahead and hit that and come on in.
Yeah, they was talking about having bedhead and not being presentable is the way they put it, I guess, to say. I'm trying not to say it wrong, I guess you could say.
Jump to Gems. What Nightbox is asking you not to do is put everything in caps. So make them, like you start with your capital and then do your lower cases.
I love how Nightbot did that. I was like, you want to dance? Oh, hello, the Rambling Peach. It's good to see you.
Hi, Rambling Peach. Thank you for coming in.
Sandra's been making some dinner rolls and some no-bake cookies this morning. And she got the cookies sitting there setting up, and the dinner rolls are over there waiting to finish rising before they go in the oven.
Got 21 minutes for the rise yet. I'm kind of standing over by my camera on my phone because I can't read the comments.
I wonder why it says some destinations won't get comments. I'm curious. I'm going to click and learn. Oh, Facebook group. Did you say you're live on Facebook too?
I should be live on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you have your computer and if you can look over on Facebook and see if I'm live, that would help.
I'd have to log in on the computer.
My computer closes down whenever I'm not using it, so I can't tell. I'm using my phone, so.
Is it under your personal name or the Oklahoma Grant?
Yes. No, it's under my personal name.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Hello, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook. How's everybody doing?
All right. Well, I gotta open. There we go. Open it back up for the instructions.
So everybody on Facebook, if you want to come up, you're welcome to come up as a guest. If you look in the comments section, Marie, from our Okie Homestead, has put the link to be able to join us here live on screen. And you're welcome to come in and talk to us. And if you haven't subscribed to either one of our channels, the Oklahoma Grammy, Sandra Medrano, or to Marie's channel at Our Okie Homestead, this is a good time to do it, y'all, because we need subscribers. I am very, very close to hitting my 1,000 hours on YouTube. I have, I'm thinking about 80 hours to go, and I will hit 1,000 hours.
Wow.
So I just need the subscribers because I'm only at 428 and Marie is at 800 and what was it? 76, 78?
I think it's 886 this morning.
886?
I think so.
So,
you know, MT Homestead, they was talking a long time ago about it seemed like there was harder numbers to get through.
yeah.
And everybody basically had a consensus that making it through the 800s was like one of the hardest things to do. And I'm like, mine, I don't understand because it's like I'm picking up people, but my watch time and stuff is just like.
Well, I do know that they're making it easier for smaller channels to get monetized. If they can get 500 subscribers and 1,000 hours, they can get the lower end of being monetized. And if you have 1,000 subscribers or more and 1,000 hours of viewing time, I guess that's what it's called, then you're at the higher end of getting more money to be paid out. So, and a lot of the ways that they're doing it is having people, the smaller channels, to do a lot of the, oh my goodness. I can't think of what it's called. Marie, help me.
Live streaming?
The shorts.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
asking the smaller channels under 1,000 to do more shorts. That will help them come up and get more viewers and subscribers.
Now I have, when I was doing a lot.
It doesn't work that way for the bigger channels. And I think that's where a lot of people got confused by the bigger channels doing the shorts. It really doesn't help them at all to get more subscribers or anything or more hours, but it does the smaller channels that's under 1,000 subscribers.
I didn't think that the shorts time counted.
Yes.
I thought it was
yeah, for the smaller ones, for the channels that's under 1,000 subscribers, it helps them out. But as for the bigger channels that's over 1,000 subscribers, it doesn't help them out. Ramblin' Pig, do the shorts. Whatever you do the shorts.
600 watch. Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you, MGM Outdoors. We appreciate it.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for coming. We're waiting on her rolls to rise before she can put them in the oven.
Yes, it takes 30 minutes for them to rise. We have, let's see how many minutes we have.
294,000.
15 minutes.
Wow.
We got 15 minutes left on the rise, and then I'll show you what the rolls look like. Oh, jump to Jim's. That's awesome.
No kidding. Wow.
That is wonderful.
Man, that's a lot. See, I kind of quit putting shorts out because it just made the analytics look terrible on the longer videos. But I did gain a couple subscribers from the shorts that I was putting out.
Right, right.
So I thought, well, you know, I kind of miss not doing the shorts because just little things that would happen. I still have some video on my phone that I was going to use as shorts, and then I just didn't post them. I might go ahead and post them.
Yeah, if you're under 1,000, keep doing the shorts. Keep doing the shorts and ask people to subscribe to your channel, to watch your channel, to share it out. That is the main thing that people in YouTube is telling the smaller channels to do, to help build up your subscriber base. I have my grandbabies with me most of the time. I have one that is autistic, and I have school teachers in here 5 days a week that helps him. And plus I have my now 3-year-old grandbaby with me. I don't have time to actually go and do a whole lot of stuff outside, and plus it's hot. And you're like me, Marie, we can't be out in this heat because due to our health.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of hard. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that's going to take everybody to different rooms or have them to go watch me do my laundry or, you know.
Now, unless you're doing something that's not really considered normal anymore, I guess, like using lye soap to get any grease stains and stuff out. People don't.
Yeah.
Good morning, Robertson's Belly Acres. How are y'all doing?
Good
We're in
morning.
your
Good morning,
Robertson's
y'all.
neighborhood.
Thank you for joining us.
I
Glad
hope
you're
y'all are
here.
this morning. I still got to watch their latest video. I didn't get it watched yet.
Y'all are actually a moderator on my channel, and I believe you're going to be one on Marie's too. We're doing this together. Marie is telling everybody what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I'll be showing you the rolls and how they rose up in about 13 to 14 minutes. I made homemade no-bake oatmeal chocolate cookies.
Well, they're set
They're
up
ready.
already.
Huh?
Wow. I said they set up already.
Yeah, it doesn't take any time. About 10 minutes is all it takes. Mama's garden looked absolutely phenomenal yesterday, y'all. I loved it the way you did it. I know she was really, really happy.
Wait, stop. Don't give me any I haven't watched it yet.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Spoiler alert, cover your ears.
No, Marie, when you see Mama's face, oh, it's $1 million smile. That's all I could say.
My little chickadees back there making little noises. I didn't feed them before I got on here. They know I'm in here.
You want to get one and show us?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah, they're an old style no-bake cookie, just really, really quick. And moms and grandmas, aunts, uncles, everybody used to throw them together, especially back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, to give the kids something to eat and get them outside until dinner time. They had something to give them some energy, and everybody loved them. I mean, they're made with oatmeal, so, you know, and then they got the chocolate and then the sugar, and, you know, you can use a sugar-free sugar to do this. Hi, Trista. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Pepper, no.
Y'all, Trista Norris is my niece, and she lives in Texas, and she's got 3 very, very beautiful little babies.
No, Pepper.
We're waiting for the rolls to rise, and I'm going to bring them over. I made some of them bigger and some of them smaller. My cake pan, you could usually get 27 to 32 rolls out of them, but I didn't make that many. I made a lot of them bigger. That way y'all could actually see what they're going to look like. Aw, what kind of chicken?
Just a mix.
A mix?
Yeah. This one's pretty cool because he's like got a white belly.
Oh, yeah.
Like black on the back. So I think he's going to be pretty cool chicken. Yeah, little chickie. Yep. He's like, what am I looking at?
My neighbor across the street, we're allowed to have 7 chickens here, no roosters. And she's got like 16, but we ain't saying nothing.
Look how he's keeping his head still when I move him.
Oh.
He's like, what am I looking at? Pepper, no. No, Pepper. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, I'm having to stand close to my phone because I can't read the comments.
And this is Pepper. This is my little garden buddy. She always got to go out in the garden. See, look, she's getting excited because I said the word.
Hey, Pepper. Hey, puppy.
It's not time for the garden yet.
Hey, puppy.
My speaker's over there.
Pepper.
She's looking.
He's looking. He's like, I hear somebody, but I don't see nobody.
Yeah, she likes them little chickies a little bit too much. She'd be
She
trying to
means
grab
it?
them if she had a chance. Yes. You think she was a rescue? Somebody bought her from a breeder, and then they
Aw.
decided they didn't want her when she was only like 7 or 8 weeks old. After
Oh.
paying almost $2,000 for her,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
gave her to their vet to find a home.
Oh,
That's how
wow.
I ended up with her.
Yeah.
I was like, "Is she
Yeah,
crazy?"
they do good in older people's homes. We had
Mhm.
one, and she was a mini pin terrier. And my daughter had her since she was a baby. I mean, just a little bitty thing. And
Uh-huh.
we rescued her from some people that drink a lot. And yeah, it wasn't a good deal. So we brought her home, and we had her for about 8 years. And then all at once, she just started biting April. And April has Down syndrome. And I was like, no, I wasn't going to have that, because if she's going to do that, she would have started biting the babies too. And
Right.
yeah, so what we did is we rehomed her with an elderly lady that lives here, and they just love each other. She is just so fat now, and so I'm happy that she got a good home, and April knows that she's in a good home. So
That makes a difference for sure.
yeah, we've got my son's dog. He's a guard dog, and nobody would even know the dog is in the house right now. He doesn't bark or anything unless somebody is doing something around where my son is. The kids could go down there and everything, but grown-ups cannot go down into my living room, because that's where I've got my son staying. And his dog stays in the utility room, which is just right behind that room. And yeah, nobody goes down there except for the babies, the smaller ones. And like I told him, that tree that fell, that when that lightning hit it during that tornado that we had about 3 months ago, that tree's still laying out there. They're getting it a little at a time. It is so big. And the owner of the house that I rent is sending them out with a 12-inch battery powered chainsaw to cut a tree that is about, it's about like this. So
Right.
chicken nuggets. Miss Amy, yes, she is a mini pin.
Yeah, little min pin. Yeah, just years and years ago, I was going to raise some dogs, and then I got to looking, and what I ended up on was a rescue group, and I seen how many of that kind of dog was just like tossed out, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not going to raise them and then have somebody just dump them like that.
So we got 5 minutes for the rise that's left.
Wow, 5 minutes. It's going by fast.
Tell you what they look like now that they've risen.
Wow. Look at the difference. Wow. Yeah.
And like I said, you can make these, set them in your pan, put them in your freezer for about 10, 15 minutes. You're flash freezing them. If you don't want them to stick together, I would take and use a cookie sheet. And when you make your balls, make sure that they're not touching in any way. You may have to do 2 sheets of them. Freeze them for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then put them in a plastic freezer bag. And then you could just take them out and put them in your pan next to each other whenever you go to bake them. And you do it the same way.
And that's so cool the way they rise up like that. You have 5 Junkie Jim's Homestead. You have 5 dogs.
We've got 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, those those Robertson's Belly Acres, them rolls are gonna be good. I'll have to go make me some rolls.
You got the recipe.
Yeah, I do, don't I? Oh, man, I haven't had homemade rolls like that in forever. I bet you it's probably been 5-6 years.
And it already smells. You can already smell it.
Yeah, I bet.
Just from them setting and rising in that warm spot. I knew over here, I'm closer to the door and windows. So over here, back that way, I don't have anything, with any air or anything. The vent on the top of my ceiling gets closed off. That way everything else can go out there to the living room where my son stays at. But I've got it sitting on the stove, and we've had the stove preheating, so it's helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my next question. Now that you was down to 5 minutes, if you had your oven started yet.
Now you can also make your your dinner rolls rise without letting them wait for 30 minutes. Put them in your pan. Here's the secret to this. Put them in your pan. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees. Once it's heated, put your pan in the oven with your rolls already in it, and let them rise in there for about 10 minutes. And then you can go ahead and bake them at 400.
Okay. Do you leave it on the 200 or do you just turn it off?
Once you put your rolls in your pan and they have risen and everything, put them in, to help them rise, rather, put them in your pan and then put them in your oven at 200 for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
That will help them rise up. That keeps you from having to wait the whole 30 minutes. That is the secret. My aunt, she used to work in a cafeteria at a school. That was the secret that they did to get all of them rolls out to all of the kids.
Yeah.
Is they put them in them preheated ovens. They had back then they had the top where you could set stuff up over it and let them rise and stuff. Yeah. And I haven't seen them stoves in forever. But that was how they used to do it, because that cafeteria would get so warm, they would naturally just rise by sitting out there. On the colder days, they would heat the ovens up to 200. They would make all of the rolls, put them in the pan, and then put them in the ovens for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then they would crank the oven up to 400 and go ahead and cook them.
That sounds like it'd be a good way to do it, actually, because that way it's like you're cutting the time on it, and you've already got your oven halfway heated up for the actual temperature to cook them at.
On 16 minutes.
I think she said 16 minutes. She's going to set the timer.
Now, depending on everybody's ovens cook differently, and a lot of people want to go by a recipe. You could start out with using the recipe for that time, but just remember, your oven may not cook the same way as that recipe says. So you may have to add a couple of minutes or take a couple of minutes away. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to have them in there at least for the 16 minutes, okay? Look at your rolls at the 16-minute mark and see if they're golden brown. If they are, they're ready. If not, leave them in there a couple of minutes more until they're brown. And it's immediately taking them out of the oven. You want to take and put butter over the top of all of them. I have one of these that I got. You could use a mop or a silicone brush. I just use this. I melt my butter in a bowl and put it over the top. And that is another secret to making a fluffy yeast roll or dinner roll or breadsticks. All of this. You want to make sure you put that butter on it. With this recipe that I gave you, you can make the dinner rolls, you can make the breadsticks, and you can make pizza out of it. And the way you're going to do the pizza is instead of using the nonstick vegetable spray, you're going to use a nonstick olive oil spray and spray your bowl. And then you're going to take and add some Italian seasoning to it, and add a little bit of garlic, powdered garlic to it, probably about a tablespoon of garlic to it. And that's what makes your your pizza dough taste Italian. And yeah, you're going to take your dough in your ball, and you're going to put it on your pizza pan as soon as you get done. And you're going to bake that at 400 for 10 minutes. Take it out, let that cool. And if you want to cook your pizza at that time, go ahead and put your toppings on it, because you want all your toppings to be made. And then you want to go ahead and add them. If not, just take your pan once it's cool, wrap it in aluminum foil, and then put plastic wrap around that. Put it in your freezer until you're ready to use it. Once you're ready to use it, bring it out, put your toppings on it, put it in your oven, and you make it for about 15 minutes. And that's how you make your pizza. You could also, the pan that I have, you could take 2 or 3 pizza balls.
Oh, yeah.
You can put them in that, and then you can make a pizza pie. You could also put them in a pie pan or a cake pan and make pizza pie out of them. You're just adding more of the toppings. You know, you want to make your pizza the way that you like it. And then again, you're not buying anything from the store that has all the preservatives in it and all this other stuff. You know exactly what you put in your dough that you're going to like. Good morning, Melinda Dobson. Thanks for coming in and joining us.
Oh, I don't know why,
I think Nightbot's getting everybody.
Yeah, I was just sitting here looking, trying to see if I could do anything with your Nightbot. I don't think I can.
No, I've got to figure that out. I've got to figure out how to turn that off.
I can put him in timeout.
Yeah, I think it times people out for like 5 seconds.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, we need to work on Nightbot.
Yeah.
Where he's not, because some people type in all caps because it's easier for them to see.
Yeah. Well, I have to stand over here because I can't see any of this on my phone. From just on the other side over here, I can't see anything that anybody's saying. So.
Oh.
I was going to use my computer and do this, but for some reason my camera blinks in and out and it goes from dark to light, dark to light. Oh, so I didn't want that to happen, because I could be standing here and I could look really, really dark to you. Like if I put my hand, like the shadows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get another bowl, and I'm going to put a stick of margarine in it, and I'm going to heat it up in the microwave. And that way, as soon as the rolls come out, we need to put that butter over the top of them.
We're sorry, Melinda Dobson. We was trying to figure out all this stuff, and Nightbot is one of them that we've got to mess with, so that way he can't do that. He's kind of funny how he says stuff like, let's dance. Like, come on. It's crazy. But yeah, it was the all caps that did it. Thank goodness he didn't do it for very long. But we don't know how to, I've got like 3 or 4 windows open and jumping around and trying to see if I could figure out how to do something with her Nightbot, but I don't see how I could do that.
Yeah, I think I have to do it on my side with Nightbot.
Yeah.
And I don't know that much about Nightbot, so, and I don't know, I know I can't do it while I'm live, so I have to do it after and try to figure out how, because it's got Nightbot has all kinds of features in it that you could use. And yeah, I'm new to it. So
Yeah, me too. And that's one of the things I need to work on today. So as I figure it out, I'll write down the path to get where you need to do
okay.
that kind of stuff and change his things where he's not timing people out for using all caps.
Okay.
So
we've
'cause
got
I've
9
never-
minutes for the rolls today.
I didn't hear.
Did you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, Melinda Dobson. This is like our first time doing this together, and she made me a moderator to be able to change some stuff, but I haven't really. We haven't been in here long enough to just play around with it and make sure how stuff is set, like Nightbot, because we sure don't want him timing somebody out just for using all caps.
Yeah. And see, I don't know how to do any of that yet. So
yeah. Yep, I'll try to get it figured out today and write down the way to do it. And then that way we'll get it all set. So
okay.
that next time I do something like this, everything is set.
Okay.
I need to make sure on it anyway, on my stuff too, because, one day this week having the giveaway, I need to make sure it's set up.
Yeah.
Because I went over the live I did on StreamYard was like 1 hour and 18 minutes. And I know the giveaway is going to be over an hour. And I only have the free version of StreamYard. That's only 2 hours a month. I don't want to be in the middle of the giveaway and then, time's up. So
when I do my 7-year YouTube anniversary giveaway, which will be on September the 7th at 8 p.m., I'm just going to use I don't know, since I'm a small channel, how long you get on YouTube, like if you just go straight through YouTube, because I've never used it before.
Oh, well, you're streaming through StreamYard through YouTube, so you should have it set up to be able to stream. I know that's like the first thing you have to do is set it up, because it takes like 24 hours for it to clear, and then they'll go ahead and let you stream. If you first start trying to stream, they only allow like a certain percentage of viewers.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sitting there and I thought, well, a percentage of mine, just to make it easy to figure out, if you had 500 subs and they only allow 10%, that's 50 people.
Yeah.
And so it's
it would
like,
be well, I'm going to have to be on my computer to be able to do it. Yeah, because for the giveaway, you have to be on the computer. You can't do it like on the phone. I'm going to have to be on the computer, so everybody's going to have to bear with me on that day, because my camera's going to blink in and out, and there ain't nothing I can do. I'm going to go from dark to light, dark to light. But for the giveaway, because it pops a box up for the giveaway where you can put, what it is or a number or whatever, and everything like that. That way everybody can, get in there and put whatever in the chat and stuff like that. That way they're entered into it. So, and I got quite a bit of stuff for the giveaway for my 7-year anniversary. So we got something from Pampered Chef. We've got something from my friend Ree Drummond.
Wow.
Yeah, she gave me some stuff to give away to people. We've just got all kinds of stuff. So I'm hoping everybody's going to come in. I got stuff from Amazon. Dave sent me some stuff to give away. So
I don't know how you do that. That's why I was like getting the sponsors that you did for the Mid-America meetup. It was like, it's not even in the same town and you got them to sponsor. I was just like, how do you do that?
Well, what I did is I went on to Amazon.com and I got their telephone number. And I also instant messaged them. And I told them, that I'm a YouTuber. I have my own channel and I'm coming up on my anniversary. And I would like to see whether they would like to sponsor any kind of gifts for the giveaway. And I
Wow.
posted.
Wow. You got a knack for that stuff.
And
I tell
then it was just like all of the sponsors that I had. I just went to them and told them, hey, I'm a YouTuber. This is what we're doing, and this is what it's for. We don't keep anything. Everything comes right back out into our community. And everybody would, I had individuals giving me stuff. So
yeah, that's amazing. Good morning, Butler Family Farm. It's good to see y'all. I got a bug bothering me. We're in here. She's 4 minutes left on her rolls to rise, and then she'll be able to pop them in the oven. She got her butter getting ready. And you see them cookies she got sitting there on that counter? That's some of them no-bake cookies. So she just mix them up and put them out on that, I forget what you called that paper. Yeah, the Reynolds. Yeah. See, since you've already been in contact with Amazon,
I prefer them over parchment. Basically parchment paper, that's all it is. But
Yeah.
it's cut out, and I don't have to worry about doing anything. I don't have to worry about holding parchment paper down to put it all on there. And I have a large family, like I said, and plus I give back to my community. I have a lot of retired disabled people that live around me. And for me to be able to do something from my heart, I take stuff, whatever I make, and I give it to the retired military disabled people that live around me, my neighbors. I have a family that's got 6 kids next door, so I take stuff over to them. I have I know 3 homeless disabled vets, and I take food to them. So.
Good morning, Brenda Longnecker. It's good to see you. We're down to the last few minutes of her rolls rising before she gets them popped in the oven to cook for 14 to 16 minutes. She's making some homemade dinner rolls, and she made her some no-bake cookies sitting there on the counter in front of her. Those were like super fast to make too. That's definitely that'd be a good recipe to have for any kind of get-togethers, whether it's family reunions or like a company picnic, or even, I know when I worked at the hospital every year, we would have like a Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner. And that would be something that would be super easy to make for anything like that.
I don't know whether you didn't get there when I first got there. I took 100 of these up to the Mid-America YouTube meetup.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't even see those there. They must have.
Yeah, I think they were gone the first night. I didn't stay because I was so tired of, getting everything ready and packing everything on Friday and then leaving on Friday, getting lost in the woods up there in northeast Oklahoma. And yeah, I mean, my van was loaded with stuff, and I'm just happy that I was able to help out.
Yeah.
Mike and Terry, just some awesome people at MT Homestead. And how I didn't know they were going to need help with this being their first time getting that many people together, and they were figuring 200 to 300 people, so I made enough for 500. Because we had extras to come in that nobody was expecting. Hey, and we made friends, and we got new subscribers out of it, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, see that part of it.
Hey, y'all, if you haven't bought your T-shirts for the Pinecone Fest, which is going to be held in October, you need to get a hold of Marie and let her tell you how to get your T-shirts, because she's also got coffee mugs on her spring.
It's on the spring shop, yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead, Marie.
And it takes 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks for me to get in the T-shirts for the Pinecone Fest for me and my husband and Randy and Julie. And so it kind of surprised me. The coffee mugs actually came in a couple days before the T-shirts did, but it was almost 2 weeks. Oh, what? She snuck on us. Look at this. When did she put them in the oven? Did I miss that?
Now, immediately after You want to start putting that butter on all of them.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Just keep putting it on all of them. Try to get them coated with the butter. You may have to get some extra butter out, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Boy, don't they? They sure do. Them dinner rolls look so good.
Like I said, my hand, I can never, ever get these to be the same size, no matter what. Some's going to be small, some's going to be large, but that's okay.
Most definitely, especially with families, because the little ones don't need a great big one, and some adults like a great big one.
Well, the baby, he can eat a big one, and he's only 3.
Mm.
He prefers to eat the big ones.
He's the one that likes the bread so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. His name is Rhett, but I call him Scooter. So if you're ever watching my Facebook or my YouTube channel, and I say Scooter, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, Junk to Jim's Homestead. You got that right, fighting with Nightbot. Oh my gosh, those rolls, y'all. She gonna make me have to go make some rolls because I'm gonna be like thinking about them rolls all day if I don't.
And that house smells like a school lunchroom.
Yeah, I can just imagine. Oh, that's like one of them kind of scents that they need to like put on a candle or something so you can just light it up.
These you can make sliders out of them too.
Oh, is that what you used to make the sliders at the meetup? Because I remember you left at one point. I got a bug like harassing me. I remember you saying something about you was going to get some sliders.
We had 120 sliders, and unfortunately, nobody was able to get any because I couldn't get back to the cabin that I was staying in.
Oh, wow.
The gentleman that I rented from, he decided to he is a college professor up in Tahlequah, and he decided to have a book trip with about 20 of the pupils from up there, and I couldn't get to the cabin. They had me blocked. So I had a lot of stuff that was just wasted. I had to throw it all away because it couldn't get cooked.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I had it all, but we all had a good time, even though we weren't able to get it.
Right. Yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome time for sure. This is the
important part. You want to make sure you get that butter on there. If you're a diabetic, one of the butters that you can use that is good for you is Kerry Gold. It's called Kerry Gold, and it doesn't have any kind of sugar or preservatives or anything like that in it. It's just pure butter.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, you can get it at Walmart. I'm not sure what other stores are here in Oklahoma where you're at, but I know Walmart, you can get it there. It's a little expensive. I think you get 4 bars for like $3.39. But if you want butter and stuff if you want to make this, I know you're a diabetic, so if you want to make this, make sure you use that kind of butter. That way your sugar doesn't go up and won't drop.
I wouldn't think
a lot of the margarines. Yes, they say it has a little bit of sugar in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I use real butter. I don't use the fake margarine stuff.
If you can handle using butter without it making your sugar drop or making it go too high, use the kind that you know. But the Kerry Gold, it's Kerry Gold, and that is the best butter for a diabetic.
That's good. Because
I know at the YouTube, you count your sugar dropped on you.
Yes, the Graves' disease messes with my blood sugar. Whenever it's acting up and sends me into being hyper, it's like the least little bit of I can get excited about something and cause my sugar to drop. It's terrible. But so I have to like try to stay on an even keel. Those look so good. I'm just sitting here imagining what they taste like to bite into one of those. Oh, it's Irish butter, Carrie Gold. That's
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
Melinda Dobson was letting us know it's Irish butter, huh? I wonder what the difference is in the way they process it compared to normal butter.
What I will do is I will take.
She got torture us further, y'all. Look at her. She's fixing to pull them apart. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Ah. Bring it closer to the camera. I just want to reach out.
This is very hot, so I'm going to touch it.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Oh, my gosh. Look how amazing that is. Ah.
Oops.
Oh, man.
And, oh, it's going to be hot. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Look at the steam coming off of that. Yeah.
So, yeah, you can take and cut these and use them for sliders, dinner rolls, anything. And like I said, this dough here, you can also, not just for these, but you can make hamburger buns.
Oh, yeah.
You can stretch them, make them long and fluffy like this, or hot dog buns. You can also make breadsticks out of them. And I mean, you can make pizza dough for it with the same dough. All you do is you just add your seasonings to it for the pizza dough. And that's pretty much it. This thing is hot. As you can
Yeah.
see. So
seeing the steam coming off of it. Oh, man.
yeah, as you can see.
It's beautiful.
And that's,
Wow.
That's pretty much how you do it. It takes about an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes from start to finish to make the rolls. And it probably takes maybe 15 minutes to make the.
It didn't even feel like it took you 15 minutes to do those no-bake cookies.
You
It
know,
just felt like 5 minutes they were done to sit there to set up. That's like, yeah, it's definitely an easy recipe for sure. Especially if you're getting some chocolate cravings and them oats being in it, it's actually kind of good for you.
Yeah, and like I said, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, these were the kinds of cookies plus the dish pan cookies. They were very popular because it had nuts in it. If you used nuts, a lot of people did it because they couldn't figure out why the kids kept getting sick, and it was because of the nuts. So, and back in the 60s is whenever they started realizing that. And I want to say the late 70s, early 80s is whenever they stopped letting so much of the home baked goods go into the schools. Now you have to buy stuff, and it specifically has to say that it was made in a facility without nuts. Home bakers.
James Homestead. Y'all have a good one.
We want to say we appreciate everybody that came in and joined us for our live. We're learning, and so thank you for staying with us while we were live, and we hope that you had a good time, and we hope to see y'all again later. Don't forget, both of the lives. Marie's will be, when will your live be?
My live?
Yes.
I hadn't really decided 100% today what time I was going to try to go live. I was trying to do like different times. And like yesterday, I was trying to hop on at 3, but by the time I actually got on and in there, it was like 3:30. So I might try for about 1 or 2. So just anytime is whenever I'm just going to pop up. But I noticed over on my community tab on my YouTube channel, people are answering, whether 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the best time. So
I would, if I was you, the way I'm doing it is at 8 o'clock. That gives everybody enough time to get home from work, to eat dinner, and to get situated. That way they have more time to be able to enjoy the vibe with you and to be able to be in it.
Yeah.
So my next live will be for my 7th year YouTube anniversary. That means I've been on YouTube. Most of the time I was just a subscriber. I love watching YouTube. But I've been here for 7 years on September the 7th at 8 p.m. I hope that y'all will join me. It will exclusively be on YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
So we love y'all and we appreciate y'all coming in.
And hopefully we'll get Nightbot sorted out so he ain't timing out people for using all caps. I kind of think I know where to go to do that, but I'm just going to have to play with it some and then write it down. And then that way I don't forget. And then that way I can share it. So that way we can get it set up. Because we don't want Nightbot doing that.
Right. Okay, we'll see y'all later. Bye.